Well, well, well. We meet again after the storm. Do you know what? It's January, January 2025, and I've been driving this baby on and off. Let me just turn off this crap music. I've been driving this, well, I would say, for well over a couple of thousand to this stage. Kilometers, miles, whatever part of the world you're in. And it's been kind of faultless until today, that is. I took it for a spin, had to go drop the eldest down to a music class. It was after the storm kind of day, and drove out, left. I knew the CV joint was click clacking a little bit, but then as soon as we drove up the road, I'm using this as my throttle pedal because I can't get on either side because I've parked so close. So pedal, it's in neutral, pedal on accelerator. That's the sound of a motor spinning on a coupler that has reached the end. So there's only one thing for it. I think this means a new season. Tear down. I mean, it has to. Everything on top has to come out to get to the injured party. Because it all has to come out from the bottom. So, and I had been toying with ideas of new battery pack and everything. So, is this it? Is this the point where I have to enact Plan B? See? Yeah. Let me think about it. So, in case you're not familiar with the past challenges of this, the Audi 80 back in 2020, this was converted from a 2 litre 16 valve to Nissan Leaf power. 24 kilowatt hour pack, half in the front, half in the back. It has the first gen Leaf EM61 80 kilowatt motor. We also have, so it's a full Gen 1 stack. So motor bolts up to the original gearbox of the Audi, 5-speed. You only use second or third, first now and again. Inverter sits on top. So Ford did a load of conversions on Ford Transit Connects back, it could be 10 years ago now, with loads of bits and pieces. And part of it was these water-cooled TDK DC-DCs. Which is fine, kind of old tech this stage. Then we've got power steering pump from the Opel Zafira, so it's a very blunt instrument. You give it permanent 12 volt and switch 12 and it just spools up. It's a hydraulic pump. As I said, the 24 kilowatt hour pack. What else do we have up here? We've got no heater, never put a heater in. We do have the 10 kilowatt AC charger from it's a Gen 2 charger from a Tesla Model S. That's down the back. It's a big chunky piece of kit as well, water cooled. So we have a full water cooled system in there. So we've got the full loop goes back and forth up to a small CBR 600 rad sitting down there. It never really got that hot, and it was never that, we never really pushed it that far. We also put in the, I think it's the UP50 Hella power vacuum pump to assist the brakes. And in that, originally, the Audis always had a hydraulic kind of pressure, called it the bomb, which kept the gave brake assistance. So we wanted to get rid of that and change it to the vacuum assist. So we had to change out the servo, put in a vac servo as well in that. So we did a lot of stuff. Safety features, got the inertia switch there and everything. We've got our 12 volt cutoff, and yeah, we've done all that. And then the VCU sits inside. The VCU originally we tapped into the original Audi loom to kind of prevent having to put another wiring loom through the firewall. But this time round, again, I did this 4 years ago, and subsequently I've been in the industry and all that, EV conversions, and I've learned a hell of a lot. And also technology has jumped ahead. So you have, back then there was Nissan, early hardware of Toyota was being reverse engineered, Tesla, Nissan. So that was all reverse engineered. But now we've got everything. We've got all EMG, we've got all Toyota, all Nissan, all Tesla. And now people are starting to look at everything else that's going along the way. So Kia, Hyundai, all that type of stuff. So the thing is, everything got smaller. So, for example, let's have a look around, because there's a few things that are going to have to be able to get rid of and sort of shrink right down. So first of all, when you look in, again, in case you don't remember, if you're new to this, so the rear pack, half the rear pack is there, and so the front pack is here. So you got 48 modules, 24 down the back. We got 20 along here because I couldn't fit the full 24, and then we put the extra 4 in here. Let's see, do we have, if anyone doesn't know what they look like, the modules, I've got a few over here. They're sitting down there. See those? So that's what they look like. I have those bolted up for use in another job. Maybe, again, thoughts about this is the batteries have come down so low in price that I'm going to upgrade these to something else. Because I've only got 24 kilowatt hour. Could actually, with the volumetric size I have left, it could bring up to 64. So I'll give these a third life in a battery backup for the solar. So I have the inverters across the other side of the garage here, and set up something over there. So getting back to space. Space was down there. The motor sits down there. Inverter here. High voltage junction box. It's a DIY. Again, I would completely change this again. There's a DC-DC. And yeah, so what you can do now is, so with AC charging, I don't need the big Tesla unit anymore. And modern, if you see a lot of the OBCs, the onboard chargers that are out there, they have the DC-DC combined. So I know there's the Mitsubishi Outlander has one. That's one of the ones that's used a lot. So you could use that, or you can use the MG one that's out there as well, from the MG ZS. Yeah, be looking at you putting in something like that, because it'll save a whole load of space. I might be able to move the charger up front, and we'll have a quick look down the back, because again you can see how much space is taken up in the back just by the Tesla charger. So yeah, so again, recap. I spent a lot of time in here. That's the Model S, 11 kilowatt charger, and AC. There's a junction box for when you're charging. There's a contactor in there. There's the Leaf BMS in there, which I never really got working completely. But underneath here, there's also the there's kind of like a Tesla specific kind of contactor box underneath there as well. So there's a lot of space taken up by just that, which the newer variant, you can have something that's kind of half that size, and which very much I could put up front. So inside, didn't really do much. You've got I had some cheap Chinese kind of jobby there screen. but really it kept it as standard as possible in here. Never really got to change anything with the clocks either, but again, that's something that's on my to-do list, always was. I have the extra clocks over here, which I was working on before. I figured out what's what, so again, just to do some digital to analog sort of magic there. So what's the plan? Well, the gearbox has to come out, the motor has to come out, which means all this has to come out. So it's going to be service disconnect, start unhooking all the HV from the batteries. Then what it can do, all the front has to come off here anyway, so that means battery comes out, so that comes out. High voltage junction box, DC, inverter, might as well take that box out as well, take the whole lot. I'm thinking like I want to do a whole new battery box setup anyway. That's fit for purpose. As I said, I've learnt a lot in the last few years since doing this. A lot of changes I want to make. So yeah, that's it. And then the whole stuff comes out. I am going to change power steering pump as well for something that can run a bit quieter. There is opportunities to go with either a column or rack electrical assistance, which would be brilliant because that would remove the last thing when you're driving this thing. It's always the drone coming from that thing. I'm not driving a forklift, but that's what it sounds like. It takes away from the experience. And then it drops. It works, but it's noisy. So yeah, so that's it. Excuse me. Third season? 4 years later? It's 2020. August 2020 when I got this rolling. So let's say by August 2025 I definitely want to have this rolling again, but hopefully sooner. So we're in the middle of January, so yeah, what else are you going to do in the evenings? So let's start going at it and see where we get. Follow me along, see what you think, any ideas. There's a whole load of new ideas out there, so yeah. Follow me for the exciting times again. Thanks.